King Herod heard about this, for Jesus' name had become well known. Some were saying, "John the Baptist has been raised from the dead, and that is why miraculous powers are at work in him." Others said, "He is Elijah." And still others claimed, "He is a prophet, like one of the prophets of long ago." But when Herod heard this, he said, "John, whom I beheaded, has been raised from the dead." For Herod himself had given orders to have John arrested, and he had him bound and put in prison. He did this because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, whom he had married. For John had been saying to Herod, "It is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife." So Herodias nursed a grudge against John and wanted to kill him. But she was not able to, because Herod feared John and protected him, knowing him to be a righteous and holy man. When Herod heard John, he was greatly puzzled, yet he liked to listen to him.
Mark chapter 6, verses 14 to 20. I'm standing on a very important location for the identity of Bognor, or should I say, Bognor Regis. It was on this spot, out in Aldwick, and may even in Pagham, that Craigwell House stood. There's a little blue plaque here to commemorate. In fact, just across here, and I can hear the sea, the other side of this house. Somebody's built a lovely property. They've called it Craigwell House. It commemorates the exact location where His Majesty King George V came to convalesce in 1929. He was here for about 13 weeks, from February to May. And the sea air did him a power of good. And he lived until 1936. He was here with Queen Mary, his wife. And in fact, during her visit, she on Sundays would go to various churches. She visited St Mary Magdalene, South Bersted, where I'm the vicar now, on at least one occasion. In fact, I remember several years ago now talking to someone who was a choir boy at the time. Apparently everybody was given strict instructions not to look at Her Majesty the Queen. Of course, once they were told that, they looked all the more. Well, it was because of the successful convalescing that happened here that when the town asked if it could have the name Regis given to it, the king agreed. Well, anyway, that's one of the stories. So Regis means of the king. So Bognorians are very proud that our identity is a place of the king. Even just last week on the front page of the Sun newspaper, there was another kind of a tongue-in-cheek kind of, dig. We're often the butt of people's jokes. Because of the restrictions on foreign travel that's likely to be still the case for this summer's holidays, the front page said something looks like it's Bognor again, dear. Well, getting one's identity certain and not being mistaken about it is very important. And it was important as well that we understand Jesus's true identity. There was some confusion about it in our passage today, so that Herod, the king of the Jewish people, seemed to think that Jesus was, well, some had said, is he Elijah? Is he a prophet? And Herod was of the view that Jesus was John the Baptist come back from the dead. So we then are told how it was that John the Baptist came to die. There's some confusion about the identity of Jesus. There always has been, and today some people think he's just a prophet. All sorts of various religions think that Jesus was merely a teacher, a good man, but is he of the King? Is he the King of Kings? Is he the Son of God? Have you yet made up your mind about the identity of exactly who Jesus is? Father, thank you so much for King Jesus. Thank you that there is no mistake that Jesus is your Son. He is the King of Kings. Thank you that he is worthy of all of our worship and praise today and every day. Amen.